BT, I understand why the Jets went and got Cook. I don't like it. I told you this a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, whenever we talked about it, where you expected it to happen. I wasn't so sure. And then it didn't happen. And then I was just like, okay, well, good. They're going to be better off without him. They didn't need another big name. And now they go out there and get him. And I understand it. On paper, looks great. It's another one of those, to me, now super teams, kind of what Sean Payton was talking about. They generally don't work out. They didn't need Cook. I'm a little nervous about Hall coming back from injury too, but they didn't need Dalvin Cook. I don't think this is a great thing for this Jets team with already sky-high expectations. Now adding Cook on top of it, the expectations are through the roof. I don't think they can live up to it.
Can you let me have a moment here?
Yeah.
I mean, geez, can you let me enjoy the signing of a guy who ran for 1,300 yards and, oh, yeah, by the way, is probably running back number 2? Can you at least let me enjoy this? Listen, do you know who led the Jets in rushing back in 2020? Here's a little history lesson for those who forgot. 38-year-old Frank Gore. Remember watching those games with Frank Gore getting the football? From 2013 through 2020, here's the Jets' leading rushers. Chris Ivory 3 times, a washed-up Matt Forte, Bilal Powell, I like him, but still,
right.
Isaiah Crowell, Le'Veon Bell, and Frank Gore. The Jets had the longest playoff drought in the NFL, all right? And even, Sal, if you want to go back to, well, last time they made the AFC Championship game, Rex's first season, it's not like they were 13-3. They were 9-7, and the only reason they got there is because the Colts sat down Peyton Manning, and they put in Painter, whatever that guy's first name, Curtis Painter, I think, Matt Painter. Matt Painter's the basketball coach. Curtis Painter. And the Jets somehow
Lance
won.
Painter, wasn't he a pitcher?
Who's that?
No, maybe Lance Painter.
Lance, that's a name I don't know.
Cardinals pitcher, maybe? I don't know.
I know
anyway.
Lance McCullers. Lance Painters?
Dave LaPointe. Now we're going off on a tangent.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we are. No, the tangent is that you start the show telling me, which by extension is telling you, by the way, I got my Coleco Hall of Fame jersey on today.
Yeah, I like that hoodie.
Thank you, brother. Telling us that you aren't sure if you like this for the Jets. Are you crazy?
Because I don't think they needed it. And not to mention that Cook has some other stuff going on. Remember, accused of domestic violence and all that. Now, I don't want to even bring that up. We want to talk about on the football field. I'm just bringing in all-encompassing here. Not to mention, BT, there's one football. Like, Breece Hall is an explosive playmaker. Are the Jets really that concerned about him coming back? Then that's a whole nother issue running the football. I even like Michael Carter. You saw him do good things so far in the preseason. I know he had a down year last year. Bam Knight last year. Like, they have some options.
They drafted from Pitt, who looks good, by the way, really good.
Right, and we've talked about running backs with the whole Saquon Barkley thing. Like, you don't need the star player. There's one ball. There's Eagles now involved. You already said it. Dalvin Cook, running back number 2. You think he's coming here to be running back number 2?
Too bad. He's going to have to adjust. I mean, $8.6 million says you'll do what we tell you to do. And listen, I'll grant you this. Like, I understand the chemistry stuff. That's a real thing. There's no doubt. And that's, aside from the O-line, that's my only fear is a little strong. My only real reticence or reservation to fully stamp the Jets as a team that's going to win it, or at least get to the Super Bowl. They need to gel, and that takes a little bit of time. This isn't basketball, though, where you got like 3 or 4 guys fighting for the basketball. This is the most attritious team sport out there. I know the running back room is strong. Somebody's going down. Somebody's getting hurt.
Injuries
Bring
happen.
them in. Pick them up.
I know, but we've seen it. Pick them up.
That's right.
We've seen this before, and it doesn't work out. Now, the biggest part of this for me, and you and I really didn't get into it a lot, and we will, I'm sure, maybe tomorrow after we watch Hard Knocks tonight. The biggest part to me, when you bring in these big names, when you deal with egos, and when you talk about, Garrett Wilson wanted to get his, and Aaron Rodgers obviously has his other guys that he brought in, Lazard, whatever, Mecole Hardman's going to want here.
Yep.
Yeah, Breece Hall. Like, I know that Breece Hall's not going to love this move. I know Michael Carter's not going to love this move. Now, who's the guy to keep everything in line? That's the head coach. I don't believe that this head coach is the right guy to deal with all these egos and big names. You didn't need the Jets. See, to me, the Jets are going to win the division anyway. You didn't need to bring in Dalvin Cook. I understand it's a low-risk move here, as far as like what they're paying him,
Sure.
a one-year deal,
and
whatever.
It doesn't compromise the finances for the future.
Right.
No draft equity. No, I got you.
But you can mess with that chemistry. You can mess with other guys' feelings in that locker room. And to me, Robert Saleh's not the right guy for it. I just don't think it was a necessary move for the already loaded Jets.
I got you. I gave everybody a little history lesson from years past running the football. Here's a more recent one. Go back back to last season, all right? Now, if you think there's too many, and I get it, I don't agree, but I understand what Sal's saying. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, too many mouths to feed, well, however you want to frame it. All right, that's a real thing. What do you get, 60-ish possessions each Sunday? I understand. Right. Guys going to want to eat. They want to go. I understand that. Go back to last year. Week 16, the Jets scored 3 points. Week 17, the Jets scored 6 points. And Week 18 against Miami, which meant nothing, but they scored 6 points. But before that, Week 16 and Week 17, the Jets were still in control of their playoff destiny. We watched a nationally televised game against the Jaguars where we were so bereft of hope. We were so desperate for a modicum of an injection of offense that we were chanting for Streveler. And that guy came in and he sucked. So I will take my chances with having an abundance of good things and figuring out how to use them rather than a dearth of options and scrounging in October. And, by the way, if the Jets didn't get Dalvin Cook, who was going to get him? The Dolphins.
Miami. Okay, but here's the other part of that. Do you think Dalvin Cook wanted to be a Jet?
I don't care. He is a New York Jet. It doesn't matter. It's immaterial. He's a Jet.
No, it's not. Le'Veon Bell, same thing. He didn't want to be a Jet. He wanted the money.
Well, Le'Veon Bell's a clown in terms of the way he handled his football
maybe
career.
Cook will be the same thing. I have no idea. He wanted the money. He clearly was not a player that was happy with the offers that were out there, waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, if he were in love with the Jets, he would have signed that deal right out of the gate. He didn't because he wanted to test his other options. Maybe he wanted to go somewhere else more, but the Jets, paid him the most money or the best contract for him. Mm-hmm. That, to me, anytime I've made a decision in my life solely based on money, it's been the wrong one.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a part of it as well. I don't know that with Cook, but I'm doing the math here, BT. Not hard to figure out.
I got
he's here because of the money.
Yeah, well, okay. So, what time is it? It's 10:08, right? I got to put my hood on because I need to Obi-Wan Zen here. Okay. I honestly need to channel some sort of Zen. With Rogers. Rogers was talking about Zen this morning with Boomer Gio. And that came out of my speaker, and it infiltrated my body. And here's the Zen, because I need everybody to understand what my partner's trying to do to me here. It's 10:09 on the button. Hard Knocks episode number 2 tonight.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. The Jets are coming off a shutout. You want to tell me second street great? The Jets' defensive line looks like it might be the absolute best in football.
Here we go.
It's sick. Okay?
Preseason game against the crappy Panthers.
Rookie. Exactly. All right, you got Aaron Rodgers. Just he can moonwalk into the Hall of Fame. You got an abundance of weapons, and you got everything. You got your
green Klecko hoodie on today.
Right.
Looking nice.
Yep, it is a sweet hoodie. That
is nice.
I didn't get a Revis one. Revis means nothing to me. I'm more a Klecko guy. So I am at this point, as we all are, the middle of August, right? And we're chomping at the bit. And we've been through this torturous, hellish ride that I somewhat chronicled with some of these little snippets I throw out to start the show. I just want to make sure I have this right, Sal, because we've only been together a couple of weeks, and as we build our familiarity and our chemistry and all the things that, teams build on the radio, I need to make sure I'm not missing something. Or in the most simplest terms, are you trying to tell me that the New York Jets getting not a good player, a borderline great player, a borderline elite player at his position is somehow, some way, not good for the New York Jets? Am I hearing this properly?
Because, yes, that is exactly what I'm saying, because I think at times it could be too much. Now, look, mind you, I'm rooting for the Jets. I still think they're going to win the division. It's overkill. Like the analogy I would use, and we go over this, you love the analogies, stand to the Yankees after the 2017 season. They did not need Giancarlo Stanton. The Jets, you would argue, you have argued, they need I saw your tweet. They need offensive line out more than they do Dalvin Cook. What do? They go get Dalvin Cook first. I'm not saying they won't address the offensive line still, but to me it was not, it doesn't do much more to a team that I already thought had a chance to win the division. They're adding the running back, and it's only adding higher expectations, more focus on a quote-unquote super team with egos, with strong personalities that maybe the head coach can't handle. That's what I'm saying.
That's that, and I'll tell you what. Yeah, I know you talked about that when I was away. Make it seem like I was away locked up when I was on vacation. And you're not wrong. And I do want to probe a little more deeply into that at some point later about Saleh. But in terms of collective talent.
Part of this. I mean, Saleh is part of it.
I know. But I look at more Hackett with this, with the usage with Cook, not so much Saleh. Eventually, there might be a tipping point where so-and-so's unhappy. Tough, deal with it. You're getting paid, do your job, get your team in the end zone. That's all I care about.
And look, I get it. Jet fans should be excited.
I'm pumped.
It hasn't been enough to, that you've had star players, so now you got a bunch of them. It's just not always the right way. 877-337-6666. Ryan is calling from Asbury Park. What's up, Ryan?
Sal, I want to make sure of something before I continue here. You're in New York City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of the best psychiatrists in the world in New York City. To come on New York radio and declare that the Jets are going to win the division is only something a crazy person would do.
Well, we both said that.
Yeah, I believe that as well. So we have to reserve 2 couches,
You're
I
out
guess.
of your mind.
Why?
You can't say this is the Jets. The
What?
Jets are-
hold on.
Who do you root for, Ryan? Who do you root for?
I'm a Jets fan.
Okay, I mean, and you don't have expectations of Jet fans are talking Super Bowl. We're talking division. That's a big deal. Come on.
To come on the radio and declare something like that.
All right,
is not
Ryan, can I,
something that
Ryan, I got you. Yeah, I know.
psychologically
You wake up, you think the sky's going to fall, the Jets are terminally doomed, they suck, they stink, can never win. All right, can I give you some friendly advice? And I really hope you don't take this the wrong way. You probably will, but I sincerely hope that you do not. Can I give you the advice?
Don't call the station.
No, stop being a loser. Stop thinking like a loser. And I know that sounds almost childish. It's not. Stop thinking like a loser. The Jets have Aaron Rodgers, the best corner in football, one of the best D linemen in football with Quinnen Williams. They got coordinators. DJ Reed, by the way, is a top 10 corner. Would you stop with the not? I can't. Listen, I didn't think we were going here today. I can have the debate. Dalvin Cook, there's too many mouths to feed. Who's getting the? I can understand that. But, I mean, this preconceived notion, can you just rid yourself of those shackles? Because they're only going to weigh you down to the bottom of the ocean. Don't you want to swim freely for once? And I understand. I'm setting myself up. I admit this, Sal.
Well, they are too.
Oh, no, no, he's actually not.
No, I'm saying the Jets.
Well, yes, that's true.
I mean, even with Cook now, the expectation's higher.
Yeah.
The higher the expectation, the harder the fall.
The harder the fall.
Ooh, and you've had plenty of them.
But that sounds a little pleasurable the way you presented that. But I am at my most vulnerable as a Jets fan. I admit it. Bring it on. I want Monday night. I want Thursday night. I want Sunday night. I want 425 with Romo and Nance, as long as Nance is the play-by-play guy and, Romo does his job and they don't flip roles, which they sometimes do. I want it all. I want Hard Knocks. I want One Jets Drive. I want everybody talking about the New York Jets because I'm not afraid. Now, I might get crushed. And I'll tell you, if I do get crushed this year, your partner will be reduced to a shell of what he wants. I will never recover. But at least I'm going into the season thinking like a winner. You can't expect to be a loser and eventually win.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen.
I don't understand that mentality. You're a Jet fan. You've been down for so long. You should embrace the expectations, be excited about it. And just because we say that the Jets are going to win the division, by the way, it's going to be them, the Bills. There's going to be a battle. Nobody's saying the Jets are going to run away with it, but the expectation at the very least should be division. And we're not even talking about that right now. We mentioned it, but to me, it's about Dalvin Cook, and I just don't think they needed this running back at this particular time right now. On top of everything else, it's just, to me, it's too much. Now they are becoming that super team that Sean Payton talked about, and we've never seen those work out.
Did the Warriors need Kevin Durant?
No.
Okay, how'd it work out?
Well, that worked out well for him. You're right. And look, maybe it turns out, BT, that they did need him to get to another level. Obviously, they were successful before, but to have that sustained success that they did, you know what? Maybe they did need KD on top of it. I thought that was more of a bad move, though, for KD at the time.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with that.
Right, but, that's a fair one. Look, Cook's fine.
No, he's better than fine. He's selling him short.
You don't think they're just going to tick off Breece Hall?
I don't think Breece Hall has a leg to stand on. He played 5 or 6.
Literally, maybe.
Well, let's hope not. But by the way, isn't he off the pup? Didn't the Jets activate him earlier? Which is a big. I heard that in the newsroom. I had to jump into a meeting.
Oh, I did not. So
I heard
don't
that.
know.
I got to confirm
I've
that.
been waiting. I've been reading about it, waiting to see when they were going to activate him.
If that's the case, that would really surprise me, although in a very positive way. And I love Breece Hall. And by the way, Breece Hall was healthy.
He was activated, yeah.
Very well, which is, wow, that's earlier than I thought. Breece Hall very well may have been the offensive rookie of the year rather than his teammate Garrett Wilson. He was absolutely beasting before he got hurt in Denver. But with all due respect to Breece Hall, who seems like a great young man and a terrific young talent, I don't care what Breece Hall's thinking. Right. He's a second-year kid. You'll do what we tell you.
Yeah,
that's it.
I know, but that's just, I don't like what that does for the
That's
for the
pro
locker
sports.
room. Tom is calling from Forked River. Tom?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's up?
What's up, Tom?
Hey, Tommy.
Listen, BT, take it easy, relax. Don't listen to Sal and this negativity about bringing this guy in. We're in good shape. To tell us not to be negative as Jets fans, it's kind of hard to do.
Why? I'm doing it.
Our history.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it too. But
Okay.
the fact that Sal's against this gives me hope. He thought Donaldson was a good idea. He guaranteed the Mets.
I didn't think Donaldson was a good idea. What are you talking about?
I did.
Tom,
I did.
Tom, hold on a second. First of all, get your facts straight. Second of all, Tom, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I said that's why they did it. Bye, Tom. First of all, come with your facts straight. That's number one. Number two, come with respect. Because if not, I'm not going to tolerate it. I will hang up and move on. Like, I don't need that stuff. You're not going to get me aggravated. I'm not going to yell and scream. But you, Tom, are an idiot. You sound like an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I never said I liked the Donaldson trade.
I did.
I ripped. Well, there you go.
I actually said it.
I ripped the Donaldson trade. And by the way, if I did say it, fine. I didn't. Like, whether it's right or wrong, just at least get what I said. There's been a big problem around here lately with people not listening to what I said and thinking they heard something else. And I'm tired of it. So get your facts straight. And you Jet fans, you want to be sensitive. I just said I still think they're going to win the division. This move was not necessary to me. To me, this could do more harm than good. I love Breece Hall. I don't need Dalvin Cook. I'm more worried about the offensive line. I don't need Dalvin Cook. That's the point, BT.
I love it. I'm a little alarmed that Grumpy Sal is showing up today.
Oh, it's not Grumpy Sal. You heard what he was saying. Just don't listen to what Sal said. Yeah, right. I'm the one to blame for the Mets losing the NL East. Like, I get it. I'm the one who caused the Mets lose. Not the Mets and their crappy players. It's me. I'm the fault. I'm the reason that the Jets are going to be jinxed now. Me. Not their inept history. Not that they haven't sniffed a playoff game in 13 years. Me. It's my fault. Like, give me a break. You guys are such losers when you say that stuff. I can't tolerate it, BT.
It works me up a little bit, too. I would just say that, Jet fans, you heard what I said. Please, this act, this self-loathing act, it's the oldest act in sports. Think like a winner, walk like a winner, act like a winner, and you might actually become one for once. Come on, man. I mean, if there's ever a time to think positively, it's now.
It's now or never.
If they lose 37-6 against the Bills, I mean, it'll be scorched earth. I mean, trust me, we'll have plenty of time to react to negative stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Week 1. Like, everything is great now, and even more so now with Cook, and everybody's pumped up, and Super Bowl, and this is going to solidify the Super Bowl run. If the Jets lose Week 1 to the Bills, which, by the way, like, no shame in doing that. The Bills are one of the best teams in the league as well. If the Jets lose Week 1, the Jet fans are going to be ripping them left and right. Oh, what a disaster. I know what's going to happen. This is going to be a failure. You should embrace the expectation, but also be realistic about things. It's okay if you lose a game.
Listen, I get that. I'd love to go 13-4, 14-3, collect some gaudy win total. That's what I'm hoping for. Not necessarily expecting that. And not to get too far off the topic of Cook here, because I want to get back to the calls for sure. But I look at the Jets as a team. Yes, we will overreact for sure. If it's a negative result Week 1 against Buffalo or even Week 2 in Dallas, if it's ugly out there, and I'll be out there for the game. I do think that the Jets are built to go on the road in January if their defense stays healthy and Rodgers is still playing and beat anybody. I do.
Eric is calling from Scotch Plains. What's up, Eric?
Hey,
what's up, guys?
Hi,
what's
Eric.
up, buddy?
First of all, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
BT, I'm on Team BT on this. Sal, I love you. I watch you on SNY.
Thank you.
But having Dalvin Cook is too much. Wait a minute, guys. Did I miss something? But running backs, wide receivers, they get hurt in drills, in practice. You can never have enough good players. So this thing about, that's too much. What are you, crazy? This is the NFL. Guys get hurt all the time. And by the way, Bryce Hall is they're going to activate him Thursday, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, I think it was just it may be a clerical thing where it actually kicks in on Thursday. But he has been off. He's been elevated from the PUP list, which is a great sign. I mean, to me, yeah, sometimes too much is a bad thing. You could drink too much,
right?
But I'm going to go back to something I said really probably within the first minute of the show. The most atrocious team sport out there. Collect as many studs as you can, and let's keep it moving. Let's go.
But we talk about chemistry in sports, not just in this case with the Jets. It's a big part of it. You have a player here who clearly was looking to get the most money possible, didn't care where he was going. It wasn't like he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go to the Jets and take less because I believe they could win and because I want to play with Aaron Rodgers. That is not what happened here. Cook was waiting every last second out. He wanted the biggest contract he could for 1 year, and that's that. Not on top of it, BT, they have Hall, who was a stud running back a year ago.
But he did express, I think it was on Good Morning Football, he said, yeah, I'm probably going to be a Jet. He didn't say I might be a Dolphin.
Right.
Now, again, the leverage game, that's why I thought the Jets, listen, early on I thought Cook was the done deal, and then I'm like, we're getting played. I was genuinely surprised when I saw the tweets last night that it's the Jets. I thought he was going to probably make a U-turn for Miami. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm pumped.
Let me ask you one more before we break here, and we'll get back to the calls as well on the other side, 877-337-6666. If Breece Hall were 100% healthy, how would you feel about
I'd
this?
still do it. I'd do it because you brought up the Stanton comparison before. Giancarlo Stanton, and they didn't necessarily need him when they got him. I agree with that part of it, but the residual damage that his presence contractually, the lack of defensive versatility, all the things that bother us about Stanton and really plagued the Yankees, that is something that has been, trickling in for the last 3-4 years. He's got years to go, so that problem's not going away. If it doesn't work out, he's gone. 1 year.
Yeah,
that's it.
Long term, I don't have an issue with it. But for this year, to Sean Payton's point, and look, you guys are, you're so being contrarian. I'm not being contrarian. There's two sides to every story. What I'm saying, and I said this weeks ago before it even happened. They didn't need Cook. Sean Payton talked about this exact thing.
Oh, Sean Payton's who cares what he said?
He's a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's been a while.
And it's not even just Sean Payton.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we saw with
Payton.
We saw with the Eagles years ago.
Yep.
We've seen this in other sports. Teams that go out there, whoever, the Marlins or teams that the Padres. It's too much. Tatis, Machado, Soto, on and on.
Yeah, but
on.
the Marlins won twice, and then they disbanded. They got Little Lighter, got rid of Sheffield, got rid of all those guys. Listen, we could cherry pick the good examples and the bad ones. It is an interesting and really irrefutable dynamic that chemistry matters.
Right.
I just trust Rodgers. I trust him.
That I
Keep
do
him in
as well.
line.
I'm not going to disagree there.
Yeah.
I trust Aaron Rodgers. 877-337-6666.